This is Squirrel Girl coming from Sabakon, and I'm with.
ThorneChan Cosplay dressed as Black Cat.
And so you can see how amazing her costume is. Did you make your costume?
I made the majority of the pieces. I hand sewed my gloves and I made all the fur pieces and I added the details to my boots and I made the mask and necklace myself. But I bought the bodysuit from Zentai Zone and the corset off eBay.
Okay. And is this your first time cosplaying?
No, but I've cosplayed for almost a year now. It's been like off and on for me because of like funds and like not knowing what conventions to go to, so.
Okay. And then what other characters have you done?
I've done Ariel the Little Mermaid, I've done Maleficent, Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins, which is my more popular one.
Okay.
I've done Rukia from Bleach, Spider-Gwen, regular Gwen Stacy, Black Widow,
Wow.
currently Black Cat.
You really like the
Yeah.
Marvel characters.
I have a lot of those.
My favorite right now, besides of course Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, is Spider-Gwen.
Yes, I love her.
I'm reading her comics right now. Crazy comics.
Definitely. I just finished all of that with Spider-Verse and then like the Web Warriors with her in it, so I was really excited about those.
That's awesome. Yeah, I realized I got one volume of the Spider-Gwen, and then it said it was volume 1. I was like, yes! I start reading the first page. I'm like, wait a second, there's got to be something else besides this.
Yeah.
Turns out there's 0. And then when you read the first few pages of that, you're like, what the heck happened to Peter Parker? So now I have to go somewhere else.
It broke my heart reading that, the few pages where she talks about him dying in her arms. I actually cried a little, even though there's only like 4 panels of it.
I know. I was just like, what in the world happened? So now I have to go find out what happened to him, because obviously something did. Are you playing the Avengers Academy right now?
No, but my boyfriend is on his phone, and I was like, I need to play this, but I don't have any way to play it because I don't have a smartphone or anything.
Oh, you got to get one of those
I
for
know.
yourself. How long have you been cosplaying? 1 year, right?
About 1 year, yes.
And what's your favorite part about cosplaying?
My favorite part about cosplaying is probably meeting all the people who cosplay, because like we all walk into each other and see that we have like common things. Like I could walk up to you and go, oh my gosh, Squirrel Girl, we love reading comics. I could walk up to someone else and they're wearing like a Homura Akemi from Madoka Magica, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this character, I can't wait to cosplay them. And it's just nice meeting people who you have a lot of common with, especially because like with the nerd community, it's like there's a lot of hate in it, but it's also hard to branch outside the nerd community. So being at a convention, you're with your own people, and it feels more at home than being anywhere else.
So when you were a kid, did you really love Halloween?
Halloween was my favorite. I was that one little girl who put on like green face paint and was dressed up as like the Wicked Witch of the West, while all my neighbors were like little princesses and like a baby. And I have that photo in like my hallway, and I was like, it's me. This is me.
So you like to play you like to play a villain back then, and you're kind of a villain now.
Yes.
So is that like the area that you like to play, or do you...
I like all branches of it, but I like relating to villains because they show a side of me that like I don't usually show, but like I know everyone has their little dark side, but I also really relate to villains a lot because like I've been through a lot in my life, and characters like Black Cat and like Poison Ivy, they all have like a really sad backstory, and it touches my heart. So I relate to them a lot more because they all have their tragic backstories, and that was me. So I was just like, I can't hate a villain now because they all like touch my heart too much.
Yes, exactly. I mean, especially female villains.
Definitely.
Like Harley Quinn and you know, branching off to the DC world.
Yeah.
You just like and Catwoman and things
Yeah.
like that. Like their stories just like touch you, and you're like,
Definitely.
you know that they could have been amazing people on the good side, but because of the storyline that they ended up having, it just put them in a different path. I totally get that.
Especially Poison Ivy, because like her story is that she wanted to be a scientist. She was a botanist, a toxicologist, and her mentor like sexually assaulted her.
Wow.
And he used her for an experiment, which is how she got like the pheromones and she became Poison Ivy. but she got sexually assaulted, and then she found out she couldn't have kids, and that's why her plants are her babies. So when I'm watching the animated series and Batman's killing all her plants, I'm sitting there like crying. I'm like, how dare you? And I just relate to her so much because of that. And there's actually a story in the comics where she adopts a bunch of orphans and moves into Central Park, and they live there for a while, and I'm just like, how can anyone not like her? Or how she's considered a villain and not an anti-hero when Harley Quinn's an anti-hero. So I'm like, Poison Ivy is just too good for this world.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that about her.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
She's an amazing character.
Obviously, you feel very passionate about this.
Yes, I do.
So what brought you to wanting to be Black Cat today?
Today, it was because I finally bought this bodysuit, and I just really loved Black Cat. She was actually technically my first cosplay.
Okay.
It was this wig and this mask, and I wore just black tights, like a black dress, and like this little fur and stuff. And I went to a really tiny convention, like half an hour away from my house, and it was just really awesome being a character I love so much. And I felt like I really needed to bring her back because she was my first. So I just had to, especially because it's my first out-of-state con.
Okay.
So I just had to bring her.
So where are you originally from?
I'm from Southern California.
And what brought you here?
I have a lot of friends who live in Vegas. Gabrielle Cook Cosplay, Momokin Cosplay,
Oh, I know her.
Vampled, and a couple other people who live here. And some of my friends from California decided they wanted to come here, so we all just drove out, stayed here.
That's so cool. Are you staying here at the hotel then?
Yes, I am. I was surprised at the prices. It was only $150 for the whole weekend, and our room is ginormous.
Wow, that is really good for Vegas and at a con. That's amazing. So, you've been to other cons, right?
Yes.
So, what do you like about this con?
This con, I like it because it's in a hotel. I've never been to a convention in a hotel. It feels very safe to me because I don't have to walk a mile in downtown LA to get to the convention center, and I can just walk from my room to here, and everyone is very close-knit in the convention. So I really like what they have here in the exhibit hall as well, and everyone here is just really nice and welcoming. So it's really awesome being at this is a good experience for my first out-of-state con.
That's awesome. Did you go to WonderCon then?
I did go to WonderCon.
Okay, so did we. We were there too.
Oh, okay.
I was Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
Walking around.
I was Bombshell Batwoman from DC Bombshells.
That's awesome. I actually have the comic.
I love reading it. I follow with the writer of the comic on Twitter, and she responds to my tweets sometimes, and I get really excited. So I'm just like, I love your comic.
That's the same thing with Squirrel Girl. The writer actually writes back to me.
Oh,
I was
awesome.
so excited, and he actually complimented my cosplay and everything. I was like, yes. All right. Well, this has been amazing hanging out with Black Cat. At the end of our interviews, we like to say a mantra. Do you have a Black Cat mantra you would like to say?
I'm a black cat, don't cross my path.
All right. All right. So I'll be saying it with you on 3.
All right.
If I can remember it. 1, 2, 3.
I'm a black cat, so don't cross my path.
Is there anything on your costume that you really, really, really love? Besides the mask, of course. Your finger? Your little hand? He really likes his hand, guys. Really, really likes the hand.
Yeah, you should feel it, actually. Give me your skin.
Wow. That's actually a very soft hand.
Yeah, I moisturize it every day just to make sure that it's got right texture.
Seriously, where did you get your hand?